Hello viewers, welcome to another edition of War Robots Test Server. Thank you for watching. This is 2019 March 23rd and 24th. You're seeing version 4.8.2 package 610, and in this update of the test server you're going to see the Avalanche. There is now more graphics, and it's hard to determine the exact change in terms of damage power because the damage has changed. The range is not changed, but the reload time, there's 5 times as many rockets, and 50% more rockets, but each one, instead of doing 1250 damage, does 800. So that means that the amount of damage that it can do per cycle or per minute has dramatically increased. Even though each rocket does only about 2/3 of damage, you got way more rockets. Reload time is 5 times faster, so that is very helpful. Otherwise this weapon was not effective prior to this test server. There's the 3 Ragnarok robots again. The Fenrir looks to be the same roughly. Shapeshifter, the durability doesn't change. In the mobile mode, when it's moving, it's only got 2 medium slots. Speed is still 46 kilometers per hour. Aegis shield is 40,000, and defensive mode, it slows down. It adds to its 2 medium slots 1 extra heavy slot. Then it's 26 kilometers per hour, quite slow. Damage resistance 50%. Right. I also don't believe that there's been a change in the Loki stats since the last server. The durability appears to be the same. Attack mode, it has 3 light slots. However, this week it's moving a lot slower. So it went from 60 kilometers an hour to 50 kilometers an hour. And in its recon mode, reconnaissance mode, no weapons at all. The 3 light weapons cannot be used, and the speed has gone down from 90 kilometers an hour to 80. But it's an unlimited stealth, so I disagree with this. It should be a limited time stealth, be it a certain number of seconds, a certain amount of time. It should not be unlimited, because you'll just be annoyingly running around and you'll be unable to fight it or destroy it for the most part unless you use some sort of splash or at the same height, and that's a lot of consumption of power cells. And then whenever it wants, it can now deploy its weapons, fight, and then go back to stealth right away, for instance while reloading. So I don't believe that that's a good change to the game to have such a robot. And this is the tier. This is an interesting one. The durability has gone up 140,000. See the down below for what's new, to 161,000. That's quite significant. The support mode, still 2 medium slots, but it's much faster, 45 to 60 kilometers an hour. And in the assault mode, it slows down, but it gains 2 extra light weapons. So it goes from 2 medium to 2 additional light weapons, and it's faster, from 35 to 45 kilometers per hour. Shield durability stays the same, 120,000. So let's get started. I've loaded the lockdown shotgun energy weapons on the 3 new robots, and then the Avalanche on the Bulwark and the Fury. Alright, so let's get started. I'm going to play rather aggressively so we can go through all these robots. Start with the Fenrir. Now you'll see that there's no textures on these robots. They're still in a work in progress. Okay, so notice how it's not that fast, but when it goes into its defensive mode, it is much slower. So let's come towards an enemy. Okay, now it's in its defensive mode. Notice how it gains an extra heavy weapon. Okay. I'm going to play rather aggressively. Okay, so let's go back into its mobile mode. So it moves a little faster, not that much faster. Okay, go back to its defensive mode so it can use its heavy weapon. lockdown weapons quite effective, especially at short range. I'm not doing that much damage here to the bulwark. Okay, now you notice that the enemy is now going to recon mode. It was locked down. Okay, so I might be able to lock down while it's in recon mode because of the height. Right, so I'm almost dead here. Right, so now let's try the Loki. Again, I don't agree with this being in this infinite stealth here. Okay, so here we go. Not as fast as last week. It slowed down a bit in both modes, but still very fast. No weapons, so it'll be very difficult to fight in beacon modes. So I load it with gusts. I can just stealth. Now, I wonder if it can hit me. No, we can't with vortexes. Okay, very deadly at close range. But once they start targeting me, because I don't have stealth, unlike a pursuer, when I'm in this mode, it's much more vulnerable. Okay. So I'm going to change robots so we can go through them all. Okay, so let's go with the tier. Okay, so now, right now, it's mobile, so it can do healing. Let's try to see if it can heal anyone. And then when it's in its special assault mode, it cannot heal, but there's a frontal shield and all 4 weapons can be used. You see, this is actually much like a Whalen, except that I can heal on the move, which is very powerful. Let's try to heal this person. The purple. Yep, and that player looks like as though it's healing. Not very fast, not that powerful. Okay, so, but there is some healing, I think. Okay, so let's go into this defensive mode. Okay, notice that it adds a frontal shield, and then the 2 light weapons also get used. I don't find 2 additional light weapons that much more powerful, but let me see if there's any healing taking place here. I don't see it. It must be kind of weak effect. So let's go into assault mode. Alright, now let's test out the Avalanche. Essentially it's a heavy version of the Tulumbas and Pins. So 500-meter range. Let's start. So much faster firing, which is great. Makes it much more relevant and powerful. So that's what we like to see. Whereas before it was just too weak. Very interesting graphic, that's good to see, but it was too little damage at the time, 2 weeks ago when they first introduced this. Okay, let's see if we can splash someone else. Okay, so this splash damage, interesting weapon, 500-meter range. It needs to do more damage than it did 2 weeks ago. That's an interesting use of that Fenrir, that Loki that we saw. Using it as with aphids. And so, now lastly, as I said, I'm going to play rather aggressively. This is 3 heavy weapons, 3 heavy avalanches on a Fury, very powerful. Let's try to do the splash. So you can see the splash damage. Okay, now that's a Pantheon, so we want to not fire quite just yet. Okay, you see this, so it's doing some good splash damage. There, some splash damage. It's not enormous splash damage, unlike the Trident. So it seems like the area effect is either small or maybe it's medium at best. So it reloads faster, which is good. So it's reloading too slowly a couple weeks ago when it was first introduced. Okay, and I'm destroyed. Alright, thank you so much for watching, and we will catch you next time.